Okay, run away.
Thank
All right,
you.
Ryan.
Come in.
Hello,
Hi.
I'm Ryan Whittington.
I'm Nikki. Nice
with
to meet
OTSB. Wonderful to meet you, Nikki. May I have a seat?
Yes, of course.
Awesome. I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to
Yeah.
see me today.
Of course.
And do you mind if I take up some of your desk space?
No, I know it's
Right.
small.
Yeah, I like a big area.
How's your day going?
It's been going all right. You know, it's been kind of rainy out, so which
Yeah.
isn't always nice, but you know, you can't do anything about that.
Yep.
How's your day going?
Good. Yeah,
Wonderful.
everything's good so far.
So we agreed to have 20 minutes together. Does that time still work for you?
Yes.
Perfect. And here is my business card.
Okay.
You can call me, text me, email me, whatever you need to do to reach me.
Okay.
All right?
Perfect. Thank you.
And so Raphael had called me last week,
Yeah.
and I am aware that he wants a cloud-based system
Correct.
for your salon.
Mhm.
So if everything goes smoothly today, then you know hopefully we can set up a meeting with him.
Okay.
Does that sounds good to you?
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
see. Let's see how this goes.
How's your trip to Orlando so far, though?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Orlando?
No. First
No?
time.
You have to check out the Disney theme parks. I hear
Yeah.
they're magical.
Yeah. I'm actually going in 2 days.
Are you?
Yeah.
Awesome. That'll be a good time.
Yeah.
It's always fun. So here's what I'd like to do with our time today. I'd like to ask you a couple questions
Okay.
so I could better understand your needs, and then I'll talk a little bit about my product, and then if everything seems to make sense, we'll move on to the next steps.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Good.
Wonderful. You mind if I take any notes?
That's fine.
All right. So what's important to you when you're choosing a salon management system?
I would say probably one of our the biggest thing that's important to us is that all guests can access it, and all of our employees
All right.
remotely by either a smartphone or a tablet.
Okay.
That's definitely very important.
That's definitely a great quality to have. You know, you
Yeah.
always want people to be able to have access to your systems.
Yep. And then real time reporting.
Okay.
Just to track any upcoming appointments that we have, and just to ensure that we have the appropriate staff planned out for that day.
Okay.
So that's a big one.
And I have another question.
Yeah?
How many employees do you currently have?
In the salon,
Yes.
there's 6.
6 employees?
Yeah,
All
and
right.
that includes me.
Perfect. And on the topic of appointments, heard you mention that. How do you currently book your appointments? How do customers currently book their appointments?
They can call in. They can
Okay.
stop by at the salon.
So walk-ins?
Yep.
Okay.
A lot of people when they first come to the resort, they stop by the salon and kind of look at our services, and then might plan out some days during their stay that they want to have a service done.
Okay. Do you ever have any buildup of lines when people have walk-ins? You know, if there's a customer paying and then someone wants to walk in, do they just see a long line and then turn around and leave?
No,
Or-
I
no?
wouldn't say we ever see a line like that.
Okay. And do you ever have any issues with trying to get customers to book their next appointment right when they're finishing their appointment? Or do they always tend to book
I
well
would-
far in advance?
It depends. Some people know right away when they're coming on a vacation that they want to have multiple services. Other people might book after having one service and book their second one. So it really depends.
Okay. And then, if you could, how do you currently keep track of your inventory?
Myself.
Yourself?
And I have a support admin that
Okay.
helps.
Does keeping track of your inventory solely based on yourself, does that take up a lot of your time?
Yeah, a decent amount of time.
Do you ever have problems with overstocking or having not enough products on the shelves?
I would say we don't have many issues of overstocking. It's usually we run out.
You run out? Okay,
Yeah,
so you're
and
understocked?
there might be a delay. But we've tried to set up a decent schedule between my support admin and myself, just to make sure weekly we're going through everything and ordering what needs to be done.
Okay. And when you're understocked, do you think that takes away from possible sales?
Yeah,
All right.
definitely.
And how do you currently keep track of your employee performance?
I mean, you mean based on like the guest experience and the
Like,
reviews that they have, or?
Reviews, how many how many customers does each employee see? How much revenue does each employee bring in? Do you have a way
I
to track that?
I just track it myself. We don't have
Visually, or do you have a system?
No, we do not have a system.
You just visually see how many employees come to them
I mean, I
throughout
use
the day?
Excel
Okay.
for a lot of things. So I have a workbook that I list out my employees, make maybe some notes, positive feedback they've received from clients, negative feedback, that sort of thing.
Okay. Do you think it could be beneficial if you can have the customers give feedback and write reviews?
Yeah.
All right. And do you also think that, I'm sorry, you don't think, but can you see a benefit to your company by having an automatic tracker that tracks your employees' performance? It tells you how many customers they've seen, so you can determine who needs to, really amp up the amount of customers they see and hopefully make bring in some new revenue?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be nice, but not required.
Okay. And do you currently use a management system to track your everything that you have going on with your salon? Do you have an online system of some sort?
No.
No? Is there any reason, have you heard of Salon Biz before? Is there any reason why you
Just
currently do
from
not
Raphael.
have Salon Biz? Okay. Alright. So you told me that you want something where all guests and employees can access the system.
Right.
You mentioned how you need real-time reporting.
Yeah.
And right now you have your customers, they call in or walk in for appointments.
Correct.
And then you also mentioned how you're sometimes understocked with your supplies.
Right.
And that tends to, have you have a loss of sales.
Right.
If we can fix some of those issues for you, would you be interested in Salon Biz?
Yeah, definitely.
Are there any issues that I forgot to mention that's currently bothering you?
Yeah, we have a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of, but we have no-shows.
Mm-hmm.
So looking for a system that confirms appointments automatically via phone.
Okay.
That would definitely be something that we would be very interested in. Also a system that can be standardized for all of the hotels. As you know, we're not the only salon.
Right,
It's just
right.
one salon of Raphael's many. So there's 10 different hotels and resorts. So that would be nice. And obviously something that has a positive return on investment.
Obviously, of
And
course.
then being in Cuba, bilingual system.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We're anticipating an influx of visitors from the United
Right,
States.
of course.
So something that could be both English and Spanish.
All right. Well, I just wanted to mention a little bit about my company.
Mm-hmm.
I've also brought a demo of Salon Biz with me, so let me just pull this up. But I would like to just talk a little bit about my company.
Okay.
We have been around for 65 years,
Okay.
and we are the first salon management software system in the industry.
Okay.
So we do have a lot of experience with the whole online system
Okay.
situation. And we also do partner with Chase. I'll touch on that in a little bit.
Okay.
But here is
Who are some of your big customers, or what companies or salons have you guys worked with before?
what salons have we worked with before? We worked with Adiva.
Okay.
They're a huge customer of ours,
Okay.
and we're very happy to have them on board with us.
Okay.
We also have multiple salons throughout the country of our own line because we've been in the industry for 65 years. We're very well equipped and all knowing of the salon industry, the salon business. So with this demo,
Mm-hmm.
with the system, you can easily book appointments online, no more having to have walk-ins or take your time from the front desk for phone calls, and no problems with no-shows. This system, customers and employees can easily go online, choose a stylist that they would like, and then
Okay.
choose a time frame that fits their needs.
Okay.
So they would just click on a time frame and they can input their information.
And I can do that from a smartphone?
You
I
can
don't
do
need to
this.
use
You
a
can do this
laptop?
anywhere. It's cloud-based, so you can do it anywhere, anytime, 24/7. You can do it from tablets, smartphones, laptops. A nice thing about this is if you have tablets, you can hand it to the customer while they're in the chair, getting their hair done or whatever service they're having done, and then they can book their next appointment right there.
Okay.
And that's a way to increase your customer retention rate. They can keep coming back.
Okay. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the internet in Cuba is pretty spotty at times. So with it being a cloud-based system, would that be reliable for us?
It would be, because we have 24/7 technical support. So if you ever have any troubles, you can give us a call and we'll be right on the phone with you to go through the system for you and do anything you need to do in case your internet was down for a little bit.
Okay.
So we can always just input the information for you, or anything you need. We're open 24/7.
Okay.
And we do have bilingual service providers, so they can speak Spanish as well.
Okay.
Also, you mentioned to me something about you're understocked. We do have a system right here. It's for the supplies.
Okay.
Right now there's no products in here because it's a demo, but once the system is up and running, you will have all your products, and you see right here, orders, received orders, order schedule, accounts, products.
Yep.
It will automatically tell you when you're low on supplies, when you need to reorder your supplies, and it will actually order your supplies for you when you're running low on your products.
Okay. We work with over 100 vendors, so that can't track all of those, right?
This is a huge system. We have a lot of employees, and we can actually input anything you want in our system.
Okay.
So we can incorporate all your vendors, and it would automatically give them a call to tell them, hey, we're running low on shampoo or conditioner,
Okay.
and then we'll show up at your salon, and then all you have to do is stock it on the shelf.
Okay.
And that way it'll take away from the fact that you're having understocked items.
Okay.
And that way, you can have more sales. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
All right. And then you also mentioned to me how you would like a standard system for all hotels. This Salon Biz is one flat system. You can log in from each salon that you have from all the hotels. So there's nothing really to worry about from that department.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you also mentioned to me how right now you're just using Excel to track employees' performance. We actually have an employee tracking device right here, Reports. And this way you can track the performance of all your staff. You go to the staff tab and it shows your staff commission, staff productivity, their time clock when they punch in and out, and it'll tell you how many customers they have seen.
Okay.
And that way, you know if you want to maybe give an employee a bonus for doing a job well done.
Okay.
See how that can boost productivity in your salon?
Yeah.
Perfect. And then also, I have another question. How do you currently market yourselves out there to the public? Or to returning customers?
To returning customers,
Current customers?
we might do some small marketing campaigns. Usually we're targeting if once a guest rebooks at the hotel, our marketing team will send out a new brochure or something to them once they've rebooked.
Does that generally take up a lot of time from your marketing team?
I'm not really sure.
Okay. Well, with our system, it will automatically send them emails and maybe discounts for their birthday.
Okay.
Let me just pull it up 1 second. We have a marketing tab right here.
Okay.
And so with all your current customers, once it loads, so you have your client birthdays. It will automatically send them an email if you would like to do a happy birthday email, or you want to send them a coupon. First visit clients, it will send them an email saying thank you, hope to see you back. Also, lost clients or overdue clients. What that means is if you have a client that hasn't been back in a while, it will automatically send them an email saying, hey, you're due for an appointment. Why don't you come and get your hair done?
Okay.
That way you don't have to spend time, your marketing team doesn't have to spend time to send out all those emails and waste their time. They could be using their time somewhere else. You see how that can be beneficial to your company? Awesome. So I just wanted to touch on one other thing. This is actually a testimonial from one of our clients,
Okay.
basically saying how we're the best system they've ever worked with.
Okay.
So I just wanted you to see that. Now, what system do you currently use for all your credit card transactions, or what company?
Visa.
You use Visa?
Mhm.
All right. And do you happen to know the rate that you have to pay for every credit card transaction?
I think it might be 0.05%.
You have to pay 0.05%?
Yes.
Really? That's a wonderful rate, actually.
Yeah, I didn't do the negotiating.
Okay, well, unfortunately, we don't use Visa, we use Chase.
Would we have to switch to Chase?
For the salon biz, you would have to switch to Chase,
Okay.
and that's just because that's who we are partnered with.
Okay.
And unfortunately, we can't match that 0.05%, but we do have a really great rate. It's only 1.9%, which is outstanding compared to all our other top competitors.
Maybe because we're down in Cuba, it might be a little bit cheaper. I don't know. I'd have to talk to Rafael about that.
It could be. I don't know the exchange rate in Cuba. It may be a different exchange rate, but we can definitely figure that out further when we talk to Rafael.
Okay.
So, now that I mentioned all these issues that we could possibly fix for your company, do you see this salon biz as being beneficial to your salon?
Yeah, I think there's definitely some points that you highlighted.
Was there anything that I missed?
Did you, and I don't remember, but did you go over the ability to confirm appointments via smartphone automatically, just to ensure that there aren't no-shows?
Yes, we do have, with our appointment booking, you can download the app on your phone, and they can automatically book their appointment, and then it automatically sends them confirmation emails saying, hey, your appointment's coming up next week. Hey, your appointment's coming up in 2 days.
Okay.
So that hopefully that would reduce the amount of no-shows, and you don't have to spend your time emailing every individual customer.
Okay.
Does that answer your concern?
Yeah, it does. And then, what do you know anything about the return on investment from, for instance, that individual that wrote that testimonial? Do you have any examples on what their ROI has been?
I don't have specific numbers.
Okay.
But it has increased their productivity. They have had more sales based due to they had an understocking issue as well, and so they were constantly having products on their shelves, and customers saw the products and they happened to buy it at the front desk just because they saw the product. They also had an increase in their marketing. They had emails sent out to all their customers, which retained their customers to keep coming back. But I'm sorry, I do not have specific numbers. I could get those for you later.
Yeah, it just sounds expensive.
Definitely call. It's really not that expensive. Based on, you currently have 6 employees, am I correct?
Yes.
So for the 6 employees that you have, it's only $99 a month.
Okay.
Now, with your current, I'm sorry, so it's $99 a month, and that's really not that big of a number. You know, with your understocking issue, you're losing out on valuable sales. You know, $20, $30, $40 a bottle with high-end products, you know, two or three of those products can essentially get your money back. You won't have any understocking issues. We can guarantee that.
Okay.
You can always have your customers, they can post reviews so other customers can see how well your salon is doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
Could you possibly see incorporating salon biz into your salons?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, I think so.
Do you think that we could have a meeting with Rafael so we can talk about this further with him and see what he has to say about it?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. So how about I give you a call next week? How about Monday? And then we can set up an appointment with Rafael. Does that sound good?
Okay, that
All right.
works.
Morning or afternoon or night?
Probably in the morning.
In the morning? All right. How's 10 o'clock on Monday sound?
That's perfect.
Perfect. I'll give you a call then.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Ooh. 5 seconds.